What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be watching a video from Paris about the entire history of Fortnite lawsuits. I feel like Fortnite has so many with Apple, PUBG back in the day, I guess the FCC with all the refunds and stuff. I don't know how any of this stuff works. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to pretend to be. That stuff tilts me, but I think this is interesting to talk about because, like I said, there's been so many, but like I said, I understand that I am incredibly ignorant about all this stuff. If you enjoy this, give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Check out his channel. I typically post videos like this on my other channel, More Evolve Jake. That'll also be linked down in the description below if you'd like this sort of thing. More, discussion-oriented videos about the game. But I think I am going to post this on my main channel. So let's get right into it.
Fortnite is possibly the most mainstream game of all time. Over the years, its influence has been felt in many aspects of life outside of gaming, and while this comes with its perks, it also puts a huge target on the back of Epic Games. Over the years, Fortnite's existence as a game has been very controversial, with numerous lawsuits being filed both by and against Epic Games. From being sued by famous rappers to suing
I forgot about that. See, there's so many.
Cheat developers, and even fighting the world's biggest technology conglomerates. This is the history of Fortnite's lawsuits. While Fortnite Battle Royale launched in September of 2017, Epic Games was already a well-established game developer beforehand, with it being valued at nearly $1 billion as far back as 2012. So by the time Fortnite released in
Yeah, and they make the Unreal Engine. I don't know how game development works, but Epic makes the Unreal Engine, and then a lot of other developers use Unreal Engine to make their games. I guess they lease it from Epic. We're going to probably get to that later on with the PUBG thing. But that is also how I think they make a lot of money, is a lot of games use Unreal. And that's part of why Fortnite is the way it is now. Fortnite is kind of, in a way, just a showcase for what Unreal can do a lot of times. Like, they always update it to the new Unreal versions and stuff.
2017, it was safe to say that Epic had established themselves and had some deep pockets. And when Fortnite released...
Wait, let me go back to this.
It was safe to say that Epic had established...
Is this total value of the company? June 2012, 0.8 billion. May 2018, 4.5 billion. I would like to see, 2017 here, before Fortnite actually came out. And then... from May to October, an additional 10 billion. The blow up of Fortnite was insane.
Established themselves and had some deep pockets. And when Fortnite released, it had a rampant cheating problem. Epic, of course, would try the
It's something I was unaware of because I played on console at the time and there was no forced crossplay. So if you played on Xbox, you were playing into Xbox players.
Remedy this in more traditional ways, such as improving their anti-cheat and providing incentives to not throw away accounts. However, this wasn't enough, so in October of 2017, Epic Games chose the nuclear option when they took two of these cheat distributors to court. According to the material in the lawsuit,
I think they did this again recently.
These people were the owners of a software called Addicted Cheats. Epic Games argued that the cheats illegally modified...
Wait, what the... Dude, this guy had the Void Mask before it was the Void Mask, look.
...of a software called Addicted Cheats. Epic Games...
He was outside Tomato Town, I think, and then he just TP'd on this guy and starts beaming him.
...argued that the cheats illegally modified the game's source code, which was a violation of the EULA and copyright protections. And charges of this magnitude could potentially carry fines of up to $150,000, so this was serious. Epic Games also confirmed that they had banned one of the cheaters on 9 separate occasions, and each and every time he would just create a new account. This cheater would mostly participate in stream sniping, which Epic also argued was causing damages to their company and their bottom line. Even though
the reason for that is they stream snipe a big streamer with cheats, and then that's showing everyone that there's people cheating in the game. It's not like stream sniping is some illegal offense. It's they were broadcasting their cheats to a lot of people via stream sniping. And then this was a big deal at the time. And I feel like even recently it has been as well with them suing cheaters, is people fixate so much on them being 14 years old or however old they are, as if Epic is terrible for that. I don't know the law well. Isn't it on the court to decide whether or not that's reasonable to do? If Epic was trying to sue a 2-year-old, and then the court was this is nonsense, we're throwing this out. I think that's how it goes. It's not on Epic to determine whether the person at fault is acceptable to receive punishment. That's on the court. So I don't know why so many people made a big deal about this, but like, yeah, Epic was painted out to be incredibly bad because they're suing 14-year-olds. How terrible.
One of the defendants was only 14 years old. It is clear he knew what he was doing. Before the lawsuit was filed, Epic sent a takedown notice to have his YouTube videos promoting the cheat removed. The kid pushed back by disputing the claim, pretty much giving Epic the go-ahead to pursue the matter legally. Eventually, the kid's mother got involved, saying that he was being used as a scapegoat, as he never created the cheats.
100%. Or maybe that's they didn't cheat them. But the reason they do this is to like shut down the website distributing cheats, but also make an example out of them so future people don't do the same thing.
Rather, he only used them and promoted them on YouTube.
But again, I don't think, oh, I guess that's the argument of the case. It's like, I don't think he was just using them. They thought he was somebody making it. Like, it's not like anybody who downloads wall hacks is getting sued for a lot of money. The people making it were. And that's one of the ways they can shut this stuff down, is like deal with it at the source.
This pushback made the case a pretty viral sensation among YouTube and the media, although the case was eventually settled in favor of Epic Games and the courts issued an injunction on the kid, which essentially means that he is legally not allowed to cheat ever again.
After becoming frustrated with the thousands of cheaters who are present in Fortnite popular multiplayer game, Epic Games began taking several cheaters to court in an effort to discourage other users. One of the cheating players, a 14-year-old offender, has now been issued a permanent injunction, which will cost $5,000 in damages if breached. So did they even have to pay anything? This is, I mean, obviously they had to pay their legal fees and stuff, but like, this is if you do it again, you're paying this.
And if he is ever caught cheating again, he would face a $5,000 fine. And it seems like Epic Games are back to pursuing cheaters legally. On December 18th, a lawsuit was filed against one prolific cheater named Subortion. According to Epic,
how unfortunate.
He cheated on multiple accounts with both software and hardware cheats. After being banned multiple times, Epic Games chose the nuclear option and are now suing him. The case is still in its very early stages though, so we will have to wait and see
I might be just, you know, unreasonable, but I don't have sympathy for these cheaters.
Where it goes.
Especially when they go after it at the source. I guess that was them going after the person. I thought typically they would go after the distributors, and that I have zero sympathy for.
Into 2018, Fortnite really began to take over the world. In the early months of that year, many recognizable mainstream faces expressed their enjoyment of the game, as well as many of the game's most popular players making it onto mainstream news platforms. However, this newfound fame wasn't all positive for Epic Games. You see, while Fortnite took the idea of a battle royale to the mainstream masses, many other popular games before it were also battle royales. This led to many memes being made about how Fortnite is a quote, rip-off of PUBG, and that Fortnite was a broke man's PUBG.
That's funny. Their name is Too Broke for PUBG because Fortnite is free to play.
While these were all jokes, nobody expected what was to come. In May of 2018, the South Korean-based developer of PUBG, Bluehole, filed a lawsuit against Epic Games Korea requesting an injunction. Bluehole alleged that Fortnite infringed on its copyright, but other than that they gave no further detail. Now this case already had some gaping holes from the get.
I think there's something different to this than what is typically talked about, but I'm assuming he's going to get into it.
First off, Bluehole doesn't own the genre of battle royale. Nobody does.
But yeah, just the idea that like you copied BR is stupid, but I think there's more to it.
The game was inspired by predecessors that came before it, such as the films Battle Royale and Hunger Games, as well as many video games based on the premise. Additionally, even if Bluehole had a case, there was another glaring issue, which is that it was built off Unreal Engine 4, a game engine.
So as I talked about before, Epic leases the engine, I believe, to other developers to make games, and PUBG uses Epic's engine. And I think that's where like the actual debate of this comes in, is that, and I could be wrong on this, like I said, I'm very ignorant, but I think at the time it was that PUBG alleged that they made modifications or improvements to the Unreal Engine or whatever that Epic then took and then made their own BR using that stuff. And I don't know if that was actually true or not, but if that's the case, I feel like they have a lot more of like a point than just like, oh, they copied our game mode. Like people made it out that they were complaining about the game mode, but I think they were complaining about like what I said. But I would imagine there's like agreements within the whole like agreement to use Unreal that they have access to that stuff anyways. Who knows? It ended up getting thrown out. But if it was about that stuff, I feel like PUBG has a lot more of like a point than just like they copied our game mode, you know?
Owned by Epic Games. So if Bluehole somehow won the case, what would happen to their access to Unreal Engine? In the end, the case is dropped under unknown circumstances just a month later in June. As stated earlier, it is unknown whether the parties settled or if Bluehole just...
Maybe what I said is wrong since he's not talking about it, but like I thought like that I read that at some point. That it was about them making improvements to the Unreal Engine for BR that then Fortnite took and made their own BR.
All the writing on the wall and realized the case was weak from the start. Unlike this video, which presents a very strong case for you to subscribe to my channel and like the video if you so wish. When one thinks of Fortnite, the cosmetics are likely one of the first things that comes to mind. Fortnite is a very stylistically unique game which makes the cosmetics a big appeal, so in light of their newfound mainstream fame, Epic Games began to get a lot more ambitious with the cosmetics in their game. Up until this point,
these are funny.
All cosmetics were ideas original to Fortnite, but this would change with the launch of Season 3, with subtle collaborations such as a John Wick skin and the CDN the Third emote. But this was just the beginning. In order to appeal to a more mainstream audience, Fortnite began adding emotes and skins that were direct references to pop culture, with some
these are collabs, but he's going to talk about the dances.
The most famous examples of which in 2018 being the Swipe It emote, a direct rip of the Millie Rock, the Fresh emote, which is a direct rip of the Carlton dance from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the famous Floss dance made popular by the Backpack Kid.
The tidy Snoop Dogg. I think they have Snoop Dogg in the game, right? But I don't think they ever brought back that tidy emote, which I think was also a part of this controversy. But this is funny because I think one of them started to try to sue Fortnite, and then they all were like, wait, I'm gonna get in on that too. Like they all just like had beef with Fortnite all of a sudden.
However, this wasn't without its controversy. Over the span of 2018, many popular
I think Carlton started it.
Figures would come out and criticize Epic Games for adding these dances to Fortnite, most notably when Chance the Rapper and Blockboy lambasted Epic for their addition of the Millie Rock and the Carlton. This eventually came to a boiling point in December of 2018 when 2Millie, the creator of the Millie Rock dance, filed a lawsuit against Epic Games. Shortly after, Fresh Prince actor...
Okay, that guy started it. And then, yeah, a week later, Carlton was getting in on it. And then whoever Anita Red is, whatever they made.
Alfonso Ribeiro and Backpack Kid's mom filed lawsuits...
the Floss. That's the Floss Kid's mom.
...to their own, all of which sought to have their dances removed and to be awarded compensation.
But they were all legitimately like, wait, I can get some money?
For punitive damages, and not long after, in February of 2019, more people such as 2 basketball players behind the Running Man dance also sued Epic Games. Epic responded to the backlash with a defense of their own, stating that, quote, no one can own a dance step. And in the end, all of these lawsuits were either dropped by their respective plaintiffs or courts ruled in favor of Epic Games. Most of these people just didn't have a strong enough case, or like in the case of the Backpack Kid, their dances weren't even original creations in the first place. But this is nothing compared to the severity of the next lawsuit. In November 2018...
And then now they have like a bunch of collab dances. I saw someone say, or a few people say, no one is happier that TikTok got unbanned than Epic because that's where they get all their emotes from.
A cybersecurity firm informed Epic Games of a serious account security vulnerability.
I don't know what this is.
The firm alleged that an individual was able to exploit a login vulnerability in order to extract personal information and payment details of any account they desired. These individuals would then use the extracted information to purchase copious amounts of V-Bucks in order to resell the accounts on the Fortnite black market for profit. Now this was some serious stuff, but for whatever reason, Epic Games didn't publicly acknowledge the data breach until a whole 2 months later. This led to a class action lawsuit being filed in August of 2019 by a Colorado-based law firm named FD Azar.
This is all less than 2 years into the game, by the way.
Now, not much is known about how this
much.
lawsuit progressed, as public records are typically paywalled, but according to one source, the case was later dismissed for unknown reasons. However, a similar case to this one was filed earlier that year and was dismissed by courts due to lack of jurisdiction, so it wasn't necessarily a win for Epic, but more so the courts throwing up their hands and letting someone else deal with the case
this one
if
is
it
less
was to
exciting.
ever be refiled. So this is probably what happened to the original class action lawsuit. As stated earlier, Fortnite was very ambitious when it came to setting industry standards in gaming, and this is no different in the case of their live events. In the build-up to Chapter 2, Fortnite held the End event, which had Fortnite get swallowed up into a black hole, putting the game offline for 2 whole days. This catapulted Fortnite to the highest peak it ever saw in mainstream popularity, even higher than its early 2018 peaks. However, not everything went to plan, as some of Chapter 2 was leaked beforehand. In September, one of these defendants posted an early beta of the Chapter 2 map on Twitter. While it originally...
I wonder what the date was. I think I remember seeing this and everyone just thinking it was cap. And then either Xbox or Nintendo accidentally leaked like the Chapter 2 image a bit early because it gets updated on the dashboard. That's how a lot of like season leaks would happen. Like it gets posted a few hours earlier. And then people are like, wait, that is actually real.
Map on Twitter. While it originally received skepticism, players were shocked to find out that it was nearly identical to the actual Chapter 2 release map.
That ended up being what Chapter 2 was. And if they sued that person, I wonder if they're going to sue the person that leaked the roadmap for last year. Because with Chapter 5, or I guess 2024, we had the entire roadmap leaked, like months early.
The other defendants supposedly leaked the addition of a swinging mechanic and boats. Epic alleged that these leakers ruined the surprise of the build-up to Chapter 2, and
they're still leaking that swinging mechanic. Everyone thought it was coming in Chapter 6.
As a result, demanded compensation in the form of damages. In the end, the leakers got off surprisingly light. The leakers were given a permanent ban from acquiring, using, and sharing Epic trade secrets, as well as encouraging others to do the same themselves.
That's not bad at all. They basically just said, we're not going to work with you ever again.
If at any point in the future they are found guilty, they will face a $10,000 fine. As mentioned many times earlier in the video, Fortnite was a worldwide phenomena enjoyed by many, but some took their enjoyment of the game too far, to the point of addiction, and this is where many of the controversies of
I'm in this video.
quote-unquote gaming addiction come in. However, in October of 2019, this came to a climax when two parents from Quebec filed a request via a Montreal law firm for a class action lawsuit that alleged that Fortnite was as addictive as cocaine.
I don't have kids, but I think this is very cringe. If your kids are playing Fortnite too much and you can't control that in a way that you think is reasonable, I feel like that's on you as a parent and not Fortnite. But
the parents allege that Epic Games utilized the input of psychology.
This is true though. Every game has like psychologists and things trying to make things more addicting. I think even kids TV shows like Cocomelon are like psychologically engineered to be as like stimulating as possible to children. Like this is not unique to Fortnite.
Experts
or even
in order
games
to make the game as addictive as possible. The parents stated that their kids have become so addicted that they became violent when told to
Dude, imagine going to a court for this. And often plays until 1 a.m. Another who is 10 years old argues with his parents about playing Fortnite and becomes very aggressive and vulgar while playing. The 10-year-old has also spent almost $600 in Fortnite. Where did a 10-year-old get $600 from? Although it's not clear whether if this is done with or without parental knowledge. Again, I think this is all on the parents. I cannot fathom kids using their parents' cards without permission. Like, I never had access to my parents' card as a kid. I guess now it's kind of different because they probably just have it on the system and then, like, they ask beforehand. But yeah, I couldn't fathom buying stuff using my parents' card without their permission as a kid. That is insane.
The stop, just as
but I guess I didn't have Fortnite as a kid. That's what it is. It's just too addicting.
Addict would. Immediately following the news of this breaking, most people on social media laughed about the case and cited how ridiculous it was. Most people pointed out how this was the fault of the parents, which is agreeable. However, against all odds, the lawsuit was given approval in December of 2022 and is now allowed to proceed as a class action lawsuit. But that is where the story seems to end for now, so it is likely that the lawyers are trying to gather
and now we're
going to
get into one of the interesting ones
to make such a weak case as presentable as possible. Only time will tell though.
The Apple lawsuit.
All of these lawsuits so far have been pretty intense, but nothing compares to what Epic would do in 2020. In August of that year, Epic Games dropped a bombshell in the world when it came out that they were suing both Apple and Google. On August 13th, Epic Games purposely violated Apple's terms of service by allowing customers to purchase V-Bucks directly from Epic as opposed to going through the App Store. Apple, of course, revoked Epic's privileges to be on the App Store and the lawsuit quickly ensued. Because of this, mobile Fortnite had just been essentially deleted with the snap of a finger. It was unplayable on Apple devices and only playable on Android devices via external.
They had like a whole like 1984 parody. Okay, yeah, it's going to show that.
Means, such as downloading APKs. A little over a year later in September of 2021,
they had this ready to go.
The court ruled almost entirely in favor of Apple. 9 out of the 10 accounts went in Apple's favor, with the 10th about Apple's anti-steering policy favoring Epic. However, neither party wanted to settle on this matter, so legal battles continued.
So basically, Epic didn't want to keep paying Apple and Google, like, essentially just fees for existing. And I also think that they genuinely wanted to, like, make things better for everyone. And they're a company that's actually in the position to maybe be able to do so. Like, a smaller company can't, you know, deal with them in court. It ended up not working, but I think this is somewhat a good thing.
The legal battles would continue an additional year and a half, only for the original ruling to once again be upheld. And then in January of 2024, the Supreme Court refused to hear the case, officially putting it to an end. But that wasn't all for Apple though. In recent years, the European Union has begun to crack down on Apple in many different ways, one of which being its App Store monopoly. The EU passed the Digital Markets Act in early 2024, requiring Apple to allow other storefronts to exist on iOS.
I don't know how this stuff works, but I think that sounds like a good thing. Like, just two companies having, like, insane power like that, or like like a lot of power, I don't think is good. And so Epic trying to break that up, like, everyone memes on them, but like I think that probably was a good thing.
This eventually allowed Epic
Even though
Games
it
to
didn't
get
work.
Fortnite back on iOS devices in
But I guess he's not going to talk about it. I believe it got taken off Apple before Google. Like, I don't think they happened at exactly the same time. Maybe they did. But they had a tournament that was only for mobile players. And one of the ways to, like, get points in the tournament or to get rewards was to be the player in the games that collects the most apples or something like that, because you could get apples from, like, the trees. And the rewards were, like, Android tablets and stuff. So, like, before Apple took Fortnite off the App Store or whatever, or like prevented people from playing Fortnite on Apple products, they like gave them a bunch of like Samsung tablets, I believe. Like that's pretty funny. And then the fact that like one of the ways to accumulate points in the tournament was just to pick apples is kind of funny.
Europe. The UK soon followed, passing a DMCC bill, which Epic plans to capitalize on and get Fortnite on the App Store for UK consumers sometime in 2025.
And you can get it on... I have a Samsung tablet that has Fortnite on it. But you had to, like... I don't think it's on the App Store. You had to, like, go to Epic's website or something. I don't remember how I did it.
To this day, there are ongoing legal battles between Apple and Epic, so this story is far from over
but
as
on Apple,
of now.
You can't do that.
As for the
knowledge.
lawsuit against Google, it was much more favorable for Epic Games.
Maybe that's what
In
it's gonna
December of 2023, a court ruled entirely in favor of Epic Games that Google did indeed have a monopoly over the space with the Google Play Store, but it seems like Epic still wants more, as recently in September of 2024, Epic sued Google once again. This time, Epic is alleging that Google and now Samsung as well are still holding the App Store monopolies over their platforms by using features that automatically block quote-unquote unauthorized apps from being downloaded. Epic states that because this feature is on by default, there is no clear process for rival app stores to become authorized, and therefore still violates antitrust laws. However, this lawsuit is still in its early stages, so we will just have to wait and see where this one goes to. Fortnite's battle with cheaters wasn't a one-and-done effort though.
This is a recent
After
one.
their first time around with legally pursuing a cheater, the cheating situation in Fortnite worsened. Easy anti-cheat was showing its cracks and people began to exploit it, and one of the most notorious people who exploited this was BlazeFN. Like other cheat developers before him, BlazeFN was very prolific and advertised
Our Ninja's getting off. He's done dealing with the cheater. I don't know if my webcam's blocking that. It's not.
Bots, wall hacks, and unlimited V-Buck exploits. Epic saw this as a threat and took him to court under the same premises as the last cheater. They argued his cheats modified the source code, which violated the EULA agreement as well as their copyright. The Australian courts agreed, and in May of 2022, Blaze was fined an undisclosed amount of money, which Epic then promptly donated to the Child's Play charity. Pretty cool.
So basically, they took the money they got from him and donated it to charity to kind of show that it's not about the money. They were just, you know, dealing with this how they could.
That Epic just takes the cheater's money like that and donates it to charity. Finally, the last significant lawsuit in Fortnite's lawsuit history are the various lawsuits all arguing that Fortnite's monetization practice.
This stuff I don't understand. I've seen people get refunds and things like that for this, and I've never understood it.
practices were
I'm
predatory
interested to hear.
and exploitative of children. Lawsuits like this have cropped up at many points in the game's history, but it all came to a climax in December of 2022 when the Federal Trade Commission ruled that this indeed was the case and ordered Epic Games to pay out a sum of $245 million to anyone who was adversely
Is it 245 million? Okay, yeah. Sheesh.
affected by their predatory practices. Anyone above the age of 18 that met the criteria could apply for a refund, with applications ending not too long ago in early 2024. According to the FTC, payments were to be sent out sometime in 2024 once all the information was verified. So hopefully any of you that applied got something out of it.
I did not apply. I bought all my skins knowingly. Use code EvolveJake in the item shop.
And just recently, a second round of applications opened up, with the deadline being on January 10th, so definitely apply and you might just get something out of it. Overall, Fortnite has had a
Oh, someone in my chat said it was too easy to buy skins. I think that's why now they have that cancel thing, right? If you buy a skin, you can like cancel it if you don't use it in game or anything.
tumultuous legal history over the years. When your game is as mainstream as Fortnite is, it is bound to attract all kinds of attention. And while some of these lawsuits were petty, such as the addiction lawsuits, others were very significant to the history of technology, such as the
Yeah, I agree. I think the Apple one and the Google one is far less exciting to talk about or funny, but it definitely was a big deal. And like, I think it was a good thing that Epic did that. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys found this helpful, informative, or actually it's wrong outro. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, comment down below what you think of this. Like I said, I do make more videos like this on my second channel, so check that out if you're interested. And his channel will also be linked down in the description below. I have seen a few videos from him and they're all really, really good. But thanks for watching.